Hello and welcome, I'm Lucy Newport from Living Green Office Yoga, and this is the Office Yoga Workshop series. In these workshop style classes we're going to look at certain parts of the body that office work can often take its toll on, and how yoga can help to relieve tension, stiffness and pain, reduce the risk of future injury and help you feel really comfortable and get more out of your working and personal life. All you need for this class is your mat and some comfortable clothes that you can move around in, but it might be a good idea to have a pillow or a folded blanket near you in case you need that too. In this workshop we're looking at our feet and how we can bring some relief into this area, especially when we tend to wear restrictive shoes to the office every day, and shoes like high heels as well that can cause quite a lot of problems for the feet. So we're going to start with our feet out in front of us, the legs nice and stretched long, and we're going to bring the right foot over the left thigh, so ankle just over the thigh above the knee, and we're going to take the left hand to the right toes and just use them to help make nice big circles with your ankles. So really rotating through the ankle joint. You might hear a bit of grinding. That's okay, just making sure you're not feeling any pain. And then reversing the direction, really getting into the joint. Lovely, and then taking both of your hands to the foot and giving it a nice massage. You can move your foot up your thigh if you can. Just massaging down each of your toes individually, really getting into each toe, and the ball of your foot with your thumbs, into the arch of your foot. I find it really nice to draw my fingers up the top of my foot. So there's not a lot of flesh here, but there's still muscles travelling up, and then around the heel as well. Lovely, and then bring your fingers on your left hand in between your toes, getting them as close to the base of the toes as you can, and just having a nice stretch, assisted stretch here. You can wiggle your toes a little bit, just getting some movement into the toe joints. Lovely, and then releasing your fingers, bringing the right foot back out in front of you, and we'll do the same on the left side. So crossing your left foot over your right thigh, so ankle is going over, and taking your right hand to your left toes, just making nice big circles through the joints. Then reverse in the direction. Making the circles as big as you can. And then maybe taking the foot a little further up your thigh to come to give it its massage. So really getting into each toe to begin with. It's crazy how much neglect we often give to our feet, especially as they're the base of the rest of our body. And getting into the ball of your foot, the arch. This can be really nice to do at the end of the day, to take a bit of time for yourself. Self-massage is really nice way to take care of yourself. And then getting around the ankle and dragging your fingers across the top of your foot. Really releasing the muscles that run across here. Lovely. Then both feet out in front of you, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to see if we can draw apart or open up between each of the toes on our feet. So like we do with our hands when we draw the fingers away from each other, doing this with the toes. So if you're not used to doing this, this can feel really hard and you can be really trying to bring your toes away from each other and they just don't seem to be moving. But with practice, this does come. So really hold your toes out as wide as you can. Just a couple more breaths here. This can be really good to do if you do wear particularly restrictive shoes daily. Lovely. Then bring your toes back together. Just have a little wiggle through them. And then pointing both of your feet away from you. So coming into plantar flexion. So really strong stretch across the top of the feet. And then bringing the toes forward towards you. So coming into dorsiflexion. Again, pointing away from you. Nice big stretch. And then pointing towards you. Lovely. Then we're going to make our way up to standing. So coming forward up to the top of your mat. And start with both feet facing forward, the toes pointing forward. We're just going to lift our toes up off the mat. And you'll notice that as you do this, the arches in your feet lift as well. So if you tend to have fallen arches or you're getting fallen arches, this is really good to practice. So all we're doing is lifting up the toes, feeling for that arch lifting. Then see if you can bring your toes down onto the mat whilst keeping a lift in the arch. So this can feel challenging, so if it does for you, this might be a good one for you to practice. Just a couple of times each day, lifting the toes up and then bringing them down. And then bring your weight into your left leg. We're going to point the right toes out in front of us. And then bring the foot behind us, the top of the foot coming to the mat. Just stretching across the top of the foot. You might have heard my big toe have a nice big click then. So this is good to stretch down across the front of your right leg too. Then coming back onto both feet. Bring your weight into your right leg, pointing the left toes out in front of you. Nice big stretch. And bring the foot behind you, top of the toes to the floor. Really stretching back onto them. One more slow breath here, staying nice and active through both of your legs. And coming back onto both feet. We're going to come down onto the floor now. So this next stretch can be quite tough on the top of your feet just because there's not much flesh there to protect you. So if you do have a hard floor like this laminate that I'm on, you can bring a folded blanket onto your mat. So bringing the top of your feet onto your mat, or onto your blanket rather. Bring your hips to sit onto your heels. And this already for you might be quite a big stretch across the top of your feet. So if it is, you can just rest your hands on your thighs, just feeling into the stretch. If you can't feel a whole lot going on across the top of your feet here, then we're going to deepen into it. So we're going to do this by bringing our hands, our fingertips onto the mat or onto your blanket, leaning back with your body and lifting your knees up off the floor. So this might just be a little lift like this, or we might lift up quite a lot. So this is putting lots of weight through the top of your feet. It's just staying nice and aware. If it becomes too much at any point, just lowering back down. So let's all come down. Nice. So this could be, again, a good one to practice if that felt quite challenging. Let's do that one more time. So again, you can just be here in kneeling or bringing your fingertips alongside you, leaning back and lifting up your knees. Again, you can stay here or lift up further. Just holding for a couple of breaths. Staying nice and open through your chest. And then slowly lowering down. Lovely. And then removing the blanket if you used it. We're going to come to stretch the toes in the opposite way. So tucking your toes under. The little toe sometimes manages to escape, so just making sure that your little toe is fully tucked. And then just sitting back onto your heels. You can rest your hands on your thighs. You might feel this stretch straight away across the bottom of your foot and into your toes. Or it might take a little while for you to feel it. But when you feel it, you'll really feel it. So just stay here, being nice and tall through the spine. Just hold here for a couple more breaths. If you need to come up before, then please do. Then bring your hands onto the mat and tucking your toes, coming to sit onto your heels. Hopefully you can feel nice release through your toes after that. Let's just pause and rest here for one breath. Close your eyes. Wonderful. So that's it. That is the end of your foot and ankle relief workshop. I hope that there are a few stretches, a few exercises in here that you can bring into your daily routine to help keep your feet nice and happy. If you know anyone who you think will benefit from this video, please share it with them, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Thank you.